To our live for our masterclass series. We're going to be talking all about ingredients, so this is the time where everyone gets really excited. So if you are taking part in our masterclass, you are in the right place, because this is the live you do not want to miss. I'm Lisa Shirley, Community Manager, Formulate Botanica, and I'm joined by the lovely Barbara and Suzanne. Suzanne, if you'd like to say hi.
Hi, everybody. It's so good to be here. I love this topic. Yes, so the masterclass, I'm so excited about the masterclass. Just under 2 weeks, so super exciting. And I work with the education team on various different things. And of course, the masterclass, I've done a lot of shopping for suppliers along with the team. So glad to be here. Over to you, Barbara.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this masterclass live with our wonderful team members. My name is Barbara. I'm one of the tutors in the education team. I've been with Formula Botanica for nearly 6 years now, and maybe even more than 6 years now. So a bit of a fossil here. And I usually grade our students' work, and I answer their questions in the forum, and I test lots and lots of ingredients, because when I grade the projects, I need to be familiar with the ingredients and different emulsifiers and stuff like that. So I also do a lot of experimenting and testing of the ingredients. So we are here now to introduce some of them and to be familiar with them, and not to be afraid, because a lot of formulating actually happens in your kitchen already. So I excuse me for using maybe too many cooking analogies, but I think that's what makes it easier to understand for you. So excuse me in advance if I divert, tangent.
That's fine. It's all about making the cream. So as long as we can throw out whatever we want, as long as people manage to get to make their own sea buckthorn face cream. So that is the aim of the day. Now I want everyone watching to jump in the chat and let me know where you're signing in from. We have an international community. We want to know what country you're in, what city you're in, what town. We love seeing those. And please, if you're watching now and you don't have your masterclass workbook yet, download it, grab your ticket for the masterclass. The lovely Sarah is going to be sharing it in the comments, and the wonderful Suzanne's going to model it right now. The workbook has absolutely everything you need in there to join this masterclass. And I know I'm going to get questions as we go, like, where's the supply guide? Where's this? Where's that? Grab your ticket with the link that Sarah's going to share in the comments, and it should be actually in the description of the live or wherever you're watching this. Grab your ticket and you'll be able to get your workbook, your supply guide, and everything you need to join in our masterclass. And if you're new, we're going to be teaching everyone to make a sea buckthorn face cream in 10 easy lessons, and everyone watching it can do it. And everyone has so many questions about ingredients, which is why we're jumping in now to just go through a few of them and tell you why they're amazing, why we've chosen them, being fantastically modeled by the lovely Suzanne, and just get you a little bit excited about ingredients. And I'm just going to jump in the chat and do a few shout outs. We've got Queenie, Sage, Jeannie, Hester, Mary Ellen, Veronica, Yvonne, La Mystical. I mean, that's like an amazing name. Jackie, Cynthia, Monta, I mean, thank you. I can't read everyone's names out, but I will jump in and give you loads of shouts. People from Zambia, Brazil, Germany, the Cotswolds, lovely. Pennsylvania, Barcelona, Italy. I always feel very jealous when I see all these. Oh, we've got the Bahamas as well, which is absolutely fantastic. So thank you, everyone. Let us know if you've got your workbook. And if you do have it, jump into the Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind group, which is our open Facebook group, and just let us know if you have it and give us a workbook selfie. You'll see a few other people have been posting theirs in there as well. And we want to see you have your workbook as modeled by the brilliant Suzanne, who is doing a fantastic job. Right, now let's get started talking about a few of these ingredients. And remember, as we go, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat and we'll get to them at the Q&A session at the end. We will try and answer as many as possible. So as we're talking, if you have any, I'll just flag them and then we will try and answer them at the end. And maybe a few as we go through, but we will do our very best. Okay. Now I know that Barbara and Suzanne have ingredients at the ready to go through. So the first one we're going to be talking about is Neroli hydrosol. So Barbara, why have we chosen Neroli hydrosol for this one?
Always the best one. And it's funnily, when I was a child, I didn't like the smell. I was in Portugal 1 month ago, and there were these citrus trees everywhere, growing, blooming. You could see fruit everywhere. And the flowers of the citrus trees are like this. They smell gorgeous. But this is probably from lemon, while the Neroli has and oranges have a bit bigger flowers, but the shape is the same or very similar, and the smell is similar. Sadly, I can't show you the color, but it's anyway transparent. So it's like a water texture. And they are stored best in dark bottles to prolong the shelf life. I keep mine in the fridge once they're open, but the smell is just gorgeous. And this is just a replacement for ordinary distilled water that is commonly used in most of the products you can see on the shelves in the shops. But we want to make it more botanical. We want to give it a boost. We want to add more fragrance instead of, synthetic fragrances. So we pick this one. As I know, some people don't like rose hydrosol, which is also commonly used, very well known from Bulgaria, where it's grown. And so we just picked this one, and I think it was a good choice. So if you like citrus trees, if you like orange scent, this is a bit like a bitter. It's from bitter oranges. And it's interesting thing that one plant, like this bitter lemon, they distill both flowers and the leaves. And when they distill the flowers, you get the Neroli. And if they distill the twigs and the leaves, you get petite grain. So it comes from the same plant, from the same thing, but they distill two different things, and you get two different types of essential oils.
There's so many things to think about. We've just said hydrosol, and already there we're kind of learning about flowers and how you can distill it differently. There's so many kind of avenues to go down. So it really does crack open a whole world of ingredients and excitement when you get started. Suzanne, can you talk about some of the skin benefits of hydrosols, like why people like them and use them and stuff like that?
Oh my goodness. Well, the nice thing about hydrosols is that some people prefer not to use essential oils because of sensitivities. Oh, there you go. Barbara has a whole book about that. But some people prefer, to use something that's milder, so they will use a hydrosol instead. And it also gives your skin extra benefits as opposed to just using water. So I love it. And Neroli hydrosol is one of my favorites. And it gives this cream such a beautiful scent, in addition to the essential oils, of course. But it's so easy to work with, and it can be heated, and it's just fantastic to work with. I love it.
It's great. I just want to do a few more shout outs to people that have joined. We've got Edouard Pab, I've got Alia, Serge, Lisa, great name, Lisa. Esther, Dalia, Brigitte, Becky, thank you all for joining us. I want to know if you have your workbooks as well. Please let us know if you've downloaded your workbook, if you've got your ticket for the masterclass. I'm sure a lot of you have because you've joined this live, but just let us know. I want to see a little show of hands, or just like, I have anything you want in the comments, because we want to know that you've got that and you're ready to go. I know Suzanne has.
I have it.
Suzanne,
I just want to say, the workbook is something you have to have. You have to download it, because everything is in there. There's so many steps that we'll go through in the masterclass that you'll need to have it. So make sure you comment yes if you've downloaded it. We want to know.
Exactly. Yeah, you really can't do the masterclass without it. And when we go through equipment, which is coming up in another live, that is the number one piece of equipment that we say you absolutely have to have. And the lovely Suzanne is going to be on that one as well. Okay, so sweet almond oil is the next one on my list. Barbara, what would we say about that, and why are we using it in our formulation?
Well, it's a staple in my lab, I must say. Sadly, again, it's a dark bottle, so I can't really show you the color.
Happens all the time.
But that's how keep them safer and more stable and give them a longer shelf life. It's a very versatile oil because it's not very light and it's not very greasy. It's just right in the middle. But I will always warn people to test like a patch test or something with any oil, and especially with nut oils, because, for example, my brother-in-law is severely allergic to almonds, but he's actually allergic to the skin of the almond. So blanched almonds are fine, and blanched almond flour for macarons is fine. So he can handle skincare products with almond oil, but I have to be careful because everybody or anybody can be allergic to anything, and that happens again with citruses. It can happen with macadamia or argan or any other nut oil. And even with latex gloves, okay, if we just speak about, working with PPE, protective equipment. So this is a very versatile oil that is easy to source. Obviously, you can find a replacement. You can even use sunflower oil or peach oil or any other oil. Just to give it a try, to keep it simple. But it just gives a lovely texture, light texture to the cream. And it's one of the best oils to start with. Yeah, and it's excellent for hair care. It's excellent for skin care. Just give it a go. I also use sunflower oil a lot. It's up to you. Yeah. But that you can get contains the almond oil, and it will do some magic.
It's beautiful oil. If I can add to that, the almond oil is one of the ones that I buy in big bottles, because it's you can use it, like Barbara said, for so many different things. You know, between that one and apricot oil, I buy them in liters because I go through it so much. It's so beautiful, and it keeps very well.
Yeah. Exactly. And Janet has just said as well that she's allergic to almonds, so she's the same as your brother. But there are substitutions and other things that you can use. So don't worry, we've crafted this cream and it's been tested by our education team. If you do need to use something else, you can substitute the ingredients. We do say that. It's just important that you try and make the cream.
Yes. And there are going to be also, one of the lessons will be that you'll go through, and you'll see it when you download the workbook, is that we'll be going through substitutions. So if there's something you cannot find or something that you want to replace with, then that will be taught as well. And that's the beautiful thing about this workbook. So make sure you download it.
Absolutely. I think you froze for a second there, Barbara, but you're back with us now. You froze in a very good position.
Yes. We had a thunderstorm, so I'm sorry if it happens again.
I just want to give a few shout outs. I've got Serge that says downloaded the workbook. Amazing. Leona has, I think, downloaded the workbook. We have a couple of other people as well. Some people saying, Jeannie, yes, but not printed it out yet. Le Mystical says, still need to download it. Download it now. You don't have to print it, I want to say as well, but it is really handy just to have that physical copy in your hands, especially to do the homework and the assignments that we give you as well. So we really do recommend that you print it. So do try and do that if you can. And it's so much easier to go through. And it's just fun to have. You have it for the rest of your life, and it's completely free. Tammy says downloaded and printed. Top marks, Tammy. Well done. Okay. So now we're going to be using obviously an emulsifier in this. So Barbara, can you talk a little bit about vegetal and why we're using it in this formulation?
So first of all, an emulsifier is something that will bind our two immiscible liquids, because the oil will be liquid and the water, the hydrosol, is liquid. And for this particular formulation, we picked Montano or Vegetal. These are two different trade names for the same emulsifier that has a composition cetioaryl alcohol and cetioaryl glucoside. You can actually get these in various proportions. So that's what I noticed and found out. But it has a texture of little pellets that are white, waxy. And just to compare them with other emulsifiers, I don't want to confuse you, but you can get emulsifiers in flakes, waxy flakes, or even in powder form, or even in viscous liquid form. But this is really too easy to work with, and the texture is excellent. So it's very, again, easy to use and versatile emulsifier, creating very nice skin feel. Because I test a lot of emulsifiers, and it's exciting to see how this one ingredient is a game changer when you change it to a different one. But this is one of the best choices, which is quite easily sourceable in most parts of the world, and especially if you have your kit. And I wish I knew this when I was starting with formulation, because it causes less soaping than Olivem that we used to use before, and it's much more pleasant on the skin. So yes, this is it. Yeah, little pellets.
And actually, Barbara, soaping, the topic of soaping is one that we get asked about a lot. So it's when you put the cream on and it stays white, right? You can see it. It's like white streaks. So yes, you're right. Vegetal is amazing for that because it doesn't cause any soaping.
Not as much, yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't enforce it. We do teach how to tackle it, how to deal with it.
Yeah. We teach a lot of things in our main diploma, and we teach everything that you need to know how to make the cream in our masterclass. So this really is the start of a journey. If you're thinking, I really want to, if you're listening to Barbara and getting excited and Suzanne thinking, I want to make this, I want to make that, there's so much to learn, but we really do break down the masterclass in 10 easy lessons. So I can see people saying, is this for beginners in the comments? And yes, it absolutely is. Everyone watching this live is able to make this cream. And Barbara did actually mention the kit that we have. If you download all the materials, we actually have a supply guide, And we've done our best to find as many suppliers all over the world. No, Suzanne has been working on this as well. We've really done our best to find as many as we can, and we have made up kits. So all you need to do is find that list and find the nearest country to wherever you are and order your kit as soon as possible. And we do sell out. So I would recommend, if you're thinking of getting one of those, just try and do it as soon as you can. Get hold of one of those kits. They're so fun, and everything to make the cream is in there. And you can see pictures of that in our Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind Facebook group. People have been posting all of their pictures, and they're excited to get going. And they're the early birds. They got in there really, really quickly, but there's still loads and loads and loads of time. So just download your supply list from your study area after you get your ticket, and you are good to go. I know Sarah has been sharing the link in the comments, and you can also find it in the description wherever you're watching this live. And so I can see Suzanne is enjoying the cream. And if you have any questions,
yes.
please
I noticed that somebody had asked, what can you use this cream for? So it's a facial cream that we'll be working on. But of course, you can use it in different parts of your body. I would say it's amazing for the neck, for the décolleté area. You can even use it on your hands. It's safe for all parts of your body. But because of the ingredients, which we'll continue going through, it's amazing on the face. It feels so good.
It really does. And thank you for your questions, by the way. I can see a couple of them coming in. I'm just starring them to the right, and we will get to those at the end. Amazing.
But I noticed one, if I can just jump in, I noticed one question, whether these are toxic. No, the emulsifier is not toxic. It's naturally derived. So no, you won't kill anyone by using an emulsifier. So please don't worry.
That was from Decimi, I think, who said that. So I'll take off Decimi's question.
Yes.
Okay.
But that's the nice thing about the formulations that Formula Botanica teaches, and especially like this masterclass, is your first step into learning formulation. But everything we do is accepted in natural formulation. Everything, every single formulation, everything you'll be making is all natural. So yes.
Absolutely. And we do talk about what natural means to you, because a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on that. So we do cover that topic as well when we dive into it. We obviously let you know what we think, and we get you thinking for yourselves as well, and dive into a little bit of your formulation philosophy. So we will cover all of that in the masterclass. Okay, so this is a great one. This is sea buckthorn extract, which loads of people love in our Facebook communities, and I know Suzanne and Barbara love it. Suzanne, what is great about this extract, apart from the amazing color? Yes.
I mean, look at the color. What?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
and I think Barbara.
Oh,
yes, look at Barbara's. Yes.
This is oil. This is pure oil. And again, I do have a CO2 extract, but again, you can't see, but it's the same color. It's the same color, but even more potency because it's extracted through the supercritical CO2 extraction. This is just pure oil. But again, if I just put one drop on my hand, I will look like a carrot. So this stains the skin, and we only use it in small amounts. In any case, you only use a tiny amount of this.
And we are going to cover substitutions in the masterclass, but if people really don't want to use that can they use something else as we go in the masterclass?
If they can't source it, or if they don't want to use it, but it's a wonderful extract to add. It's made from sea buckthorn, the little berries. They're very sour in taste, but full of vitamin C, the fruit, not the oil, okay? Because vitamin C is water soluble. So I love this. We grow it in the garden, and then I make syrup and juice from it. And yeah, it's a wonderful addition. Just we love botanical things, so obviously you can keep it plain, but this will add some a bit of a fragrance. It will add a bit of a color, because otherwise the cream would stay white. But it's purely up to you, up to your preference.
Absolutely. And Barbara's the only one actually in this live that has actually managed to bring the sea buckthorn seed to one of the slides.
Yes.
It's extra points for that. Yes, and the Neroli. That's fantastic.
And the nice thing about sea buckthorn oil, also, you were asking about the benefits. It's so high. It's rich in antioxidants and supports skin regeneration and moisturizes. It has so many benefits. So if you're looking at something that will look to tone and texture your skin, then sea buckthorn is great. It's one of the ingredients that we normally recommend, or often we recommend for anti-aging creams and lotions. So it's great. It's amazing. And plus the color, like I said, I mean, look at the cream that you'll be making in this masterclass. the color is because of that. So in natural formulation, we don't typically add colorants, micas or whatever to our creams, but we use the plants, the seeds, the oils, in this case like sea buckthorn, to give you this color. It's beautiful, and no, it will not stain your face, and we'll show you exactly how to use it.
Yeah. And every time you see an orange oil, it's usually rich in carotenoids or in lycopene, like in tomatoes. And this can help prevent or block the UV radiation. So it's spring here. Summer is coming. So
yes,
probably
get prepared. Get prepared with our cream. There's so many avenues to go down. If you actually take a look at our blog section on our website, we have different formulations, and we have ingredients posts. Just have a little look at that, and just, you could get excited not just about making this cream, but other stuff you can make as well. There really is a whole world out there of stuff that you can get going with, and that is why Barbara and Suzanne fell in love with formulation, and they are where they are. Okay, so number 5, papaya glycerate. So Barbara, what do we say about this?
Not much to show again, just a dark
bottle again.
The glycerate is usually like a blend of glycerin and papaya juice or papaya extract. And this again contains some lycopene, which helps protect our skin from the UV radiation. And this combines the benefits of papaya and glycerin, because normally in the, again, ordinary products being sold, they use distilled water, pure water, and pure glycerin. Glycerin is called a humectant because it draws moisture. And so that means it will keep your skin hydrated and keep water or humidity in it, but it also protects your product from drying out. When I was starting with formulation, I made a few creams without glycerin. I said they were fine, they were okay to use because they contain water phase. But over time, when I opened the jar, it dried out. Like the stuff that kids play with, Play-Doh, it can dry out later. So that happened to the cream without glycerin. So it's quite an essential functional ingredient to keep the product stable and not dry out, just like your skin wants the humidity, the moisture, and keep it there.
The plumpness, you always see that in television commercials, how plump and how your skin bounces back. We need that, right?
Yeah, we do need that. I am a big, big, big fan of that. Okay, so next one, I have sweet orange essential oil. Suzanne, do you have that in front of you, or do you use it in your formulations?
I don't have it in front of me. I love using it because, of course, I love the scent. And it's just another one of those ingredients that is great for the skin, but it just gives just such a beautiful scent, and it complements the hydrosol that we're using, the Neroli hydrosol. So it's great. I love it. And I'm just going to pause for 1 second because I read Gladys Rios's comment. They say, "Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to get started." Yes.
I was just about to show another comment, actually. So Gladys, well done. And I have a comment in front of me that is from Lamis. I don't know if this is the comment you... Oh, yeah, I'm so happy and excited that you're in the right place, Lamis, because this is the time when things really do get going and people start getting excited about ingredients, and they start actually really believing that they can make this cream. So yeah, that is great. Thank you so much.
And we have close to 20,000 people already signed up for this masterclass. And I'm so excited to meet everybody because we're going to be guiding you step by step through it. You're not going through this alone. It's not something that you're just going to follow instructions and then go on your way. We actually support your whole journey through making this beautiful face cream. So
we really do. We have the lessons that we're releasing 3 on Thursday, 25th of April, and then a couple of days later we release another 3, and it goes on to that point. And then over just a week and a bit, you are going to be able to make your very own face cream. And some people join the masterclasses again and again. We have people, I interviewed someone yesterday that had done 3, and then we have people where it's their first time, and it's always such an enjoyable experience. And we do it as a community. It's not just you doing it on your own. So please do use the Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind Facebook group. Jump in there and show us your progress. Show us if something hasn't gone right, if you've made the emulsifier that Barbara was talking about earlier, if you've done that process and it hasn't gone quite right, just put a picture in there and just tell us why. And yeah, you'll see loads of people actually giving you tips and tricks on how to improve it and helping you along the way. So I'm loving this modeling, by the way. You two are doing very well. Okay, so a question we get asked a lot is, do we preserve the cream? So what preservative are we using for this one, Barbara, and why have we chosen this one?
So we picked GeoGuard ECT, which is a blend of 4 compounds. It's quite easily, you can source it quite easily. It's a combination of benzyl alcohol, salicylic acid, sorbic acid, and glycerin. And we, as they said, our colleagues before, we proudly preserve formulations that contain water, because even mold is natural, but it's not safe and healthy. So we want to keep the product safe over some time. We want to keep using it. And so anywhere there is water and bacteria, food or feed for bacteria, they would get there, and you would see mold growing over the cream, and that's what we don't want, obviously. So we better be safe than sorry, and we do use preservatives, because if you leave your cup of tea on the desk for a couple of days, you come back after a week, would you drink that tea because it's all natural? Right. No, you wouldn't. So this is the case where we want to teach anyone, preservatives are not our enemies. They are here to protect us and our products. So we picked this one. Obviously, we will then show, or you will learn about possible alternatives, because not everybody will get this particular one. But every preservative has its specifics, its usage rate. Like maybe you will need 1%. Some preservatives require higher dosage, and they need a particular pH range. So that's why we also teach about checking the pH. And this is just the beginning. So this is a good one to start with. Okay, so it's quite easy to work with, and I'm sure you will love the result.
I just wanted to add that in some countries they also call it preservative eco, and in some countries they also call it GeoGuard ECT. So it depends on the supplier. And as we're talking about the suppliers, you can find a link to all the suppliers once you download your workbook. So that's really essential, because you'll find everything there. And we have suppliers from Canada and the EU and the UK and USA, New Zealand, South Africa, Australia. So everything is listed, but you must download your workbook in order to get access to all those suppliers that have put kits together, which is super helpful.
Exactly. And I can see a couple of people asking questions about suppliers. I can see 9 in front of me here. We're covering Canada, Europe, USA, New Zealand, India, Australia, South Africa. We've done our very best to work with the suppliers and create these kits. Companies Soapmore, Aromantic, Naturally Balmy, Dauphine, Organic, Go Native, Essentials of Australia, Essentially Natural in South Africa. There's a list, and you don't need to worry about all the ones I just said there. Grab your ticket, get your supply list, and just figure out what will be the closest one to you, as that's really the best course of action right now. Just do a little bit of research to see what might be the best one, and get your kit ASAP. Okay, I'm going to take some questions. Thank you, everyone, by the way, for adding all your questions. Suzanne, did you want to say something?
No, I just wanted to say that I was going through some of the suppliers list, and I noticed that many of them have put these products together as a bundle, as a kit for the students who have signed up for their masterclass, not only because it's really helpful, but also because it saves on shipping and because it saves on the ingredients. And some of them we've calculated saves you almost 20% buying the kit than buying each ingredient separately through them. Plus, they've put it together with the quantities that you require to make, like enough to make 3 of these beautiful creams. So if you want to buy more, you can. We suggest just buying the minimal amount so you can try it, because later on, as we go through alternatives and replacements, then you may want to switch up some of the ingredients. So don't go and buy too much of the ingredients, or just buy what's recommended in the workbook.
Absolutely. And it can get addictive.
Yeah,
go for it, Margaret. Yeah.
End up with some hydrosol and you don't want to create any more creams because you're frightened for some reason, you can still use it as a wonderful facial toner. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you end up with the almond oil, blend it with some other oils, and you can get a facial oil that you use, because these oils that are rich in oleic acid shouldn't be used neat or alone on the skin for a prolonged time, especially with babies. Like you can hear some others, oh, I just use pure olive oil or pure coconut oil. it's not just the best option for babies and for usage long term. So it's best to blend the oils to get the more diverse profile of the fatty acids. But in an emulsion, it's a different story. So you can still use it in an emulsion. So go and get formulating. I think this is like not giving you the fish, but teaching you how to fish.
That's right. I like that. That's very good.
To describe it exactly. And yeah, as Barbara says, we do teach you everything. So if you're hearing things, you're picking stuff up and you're getting, I don't know, nervous or confused or anything like that, don't be. We break it down over 10 lessons really simply. Just, of course, the 10 lessons over just over a week. And we will be there for you for the ingredient stage, equipment, setting up your lab, choosing botanicals, making your emulsifier, adding botanicals. We are there for all of it. So don't worry. Okay, I'm going to get to some
Lisa,
questions.
one thing I wanted to add about the preservative is that a lot of people I've noticed are scared, like you mentioned, to use preservatives, but the preservatives we use and the ones we recommend, again, are accepted in natural formulation. They're not toxic to the body. They're not ecotoxic to be flushed down. So these are the ones you want to use. And in the lessons and the different episodes, you'll learn why. So don't worry, we got you. We got you. We're looking after you.
Yeah, we're just giving you a taster here. We can't tell you everything about because we'll be here all day. That's why we've had to break it up in 10 easy lessons. So don't worry, we do cover everything. Okay, so we're going to go to the first question. This is from Aaliyah. Can I do my own brand company in the masterclass? So the masterclass, we are just teaching how to make a sea buckthorn face cream in that. If you're thinking about starting your own company, your own beauty brand, Aaliyah, I would say we have our diploma in beauty business brand management, which you go to our website, you can take a look at that. And it's also part of our bigger entrepreneur program as well. So if you're thinking about starting your own brand, I would say take the masterclass, go through the lessons, and get excited about making something. And then we do talk about how to, we touch on that, how to create your own brand and how to get you thinking about it, at least in the best way. So definitely start with the masterclass and then continue through that. And then we will show you the best course of action after that. But we don't show you how to do that, but we definitely lean into that. So you are definitely in the right place. Okay, so Jeannie says, do we need to get some jars for the cream? So Suzanne, if people are trying to find jars or they're worried about where to put it, where would we suggest they go?
Some of the suppliers that are listed in the workbook also provide packaging. Some of them don't, but some of them will supply it. I bought these, for example, just at my local dollar store. So these are small little 50-gram jars that you can buy. So you can buy jars anywhere. You can buy little mason jars, like the ones you use for jams, and any sort of jar. So check with the suppliers when you go through the workbook and make sure they also sell packaging. And if not, you can buy them anywhere.
Amazing. Okay, so Laurel says, so is everything in the kit natural? Barbara, what would we say to Laurel?
Yeah, we just mentioned we only use natural or naturally derived ingredients, although there are different shades of natural, because obviously some people think it's just something you pick from a tree, but some of the ingredients have to undergo certain level of processing, but they're naturally derived and they're not harmful. And even with the preservatives, well, they are meant to kill the bacteria. They are dangerous for us. So if they are used correctly in appropriate amounts, they are not here to harm you. Obviously, you wouldn't drink the bottle, but for the cream at the appropriate usage rate, it's perfectly safe.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you. So Hester says, or asks rather, is it for day or night? So Suzanne, is it for day or night, the cream?
Yes.
Both.
Yes.
Yes, it is. You can use it both for day or for night. I like using it both in the daytime. I use different products in the day than at night, but I like using this day cream, this facial cream in the day in combination with other products that I use. And the same for nighttime. So at nighttime, I will use an eye gel, for example, but I'll also use this face cream.
And it may also depend on where you live, because I am in Central Europe and we do get 4 seasons. And some creams that are too heavy for the summer are perfectly fine for winter, even combined with their facial oils, and vice versa. Some that are too light. Okay, so you just adapt it to your needs, how much your skin requires, the oily or something heavier, something more covering, or
Absolutely. Okay, so next question. Clara asks, will these be recorded? So I think they mean the lessons. So all the lessons are recorded. We have an international community, and obviously there's no time that covers the entire world at the same time. So we have recorded all of the lessons and we'll be releasing them. We start on Thursday, the 25th at 2 p.m. UK time. And you can catch up if you're not there to watch them on that day. That's absolutely fine. You can just watch them a little bit later, but you have about a week to watch them. So we just suggest you try and stay in time with the masterclass, but you absolutely don't have to. But they are recorded. So as soon as you get your ticket, bookmark your study area so you always know how to go back to that on your computer, and you are good to go. So they are recorded. You don't need to worry about them being live at all. Okay. Lucy says, where do I find suppliers in East Africa? So just remind them, Suzanne, where they can find all of their goodies.
So you want to download your workbook, sign up, get your ticket, download the workbook. As soon as you get an email confirmation that you're signed up, you'll receive a link, and in your study area, bookmark it, and there you'll find where you can download the workbook, and the workbook has the list of all your ingredients that you'll need to buy, along with suppliers list that are offering kits. So again, as Lisa mentioned, just try and find the supplier that's listed that's nearest you. And you can also buy the ingredients individually, but the kits that these suppliers have provided are a good deal. So you can have a look
they
there.
really are. Yes. And they're so fun. Yeah, they're so fun to have. They're really, really great. Okay, so Dara says, can we just use the acetyl alcohol? So Barbara, what would we say?
It wouldn't work alone. You could add it to this emulsifier as a texturizer to increase the viscosity, but alone acetyl alcohol wouldn't hold the emulsion together. It would separate. So then you would need something else to combine with acetyl alcohol. But we then cover the alternatives in further lessons.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Marcia says, I'm making a face cleanser. How do I do this? So we can't answer everything in this live about making every ingredient because reformulation, because we'd be here all day. But do check out our blog section on our website. I'm sure we have something in there that would you'd be interested in making. So just check that out. Just type in face cleanser in the search option and something should come up. But also make the masterclass cream as well. Make both. Yeah. And then pop into our community.
Marcia, if you want to learn how to make face cleansers, I think the first thing you need to learn is how to make a cream cleanser. But first, you want to learn how to make this cream, because learning how to make emulsions is such an empowering journey. Learning how to safely and properly combine oils with waters using emulsifiers and creating a cream like this will empower you to make all kinds of products after that. So sign up for the masterclass and download your ticket now.
Absolutely. And one for you, Suzanne, I'm not sure if you know the answer to this, so we'll try. DJ says, is there a supplier in Western Canada?
Yes, I'm in Canada. We have a lot of suppliers, and Western Canada has the most suppliers that we have throughout Canada. And one of the suppliers in the kit and the workbook is actually in Western Canada. So you'll have to download your workbook to learn about them. They provide a kit, so they're awesome.
Amazing. And I'm just going to show this comment from Gladys that we mentioned earlier. It says, ladies, you have no idea how important this is to me. Thank you all so much for this masterclass. I want to continue with other classes and be great at this. Well, you are in the right place, Gladys. We really do encourage everyone to just have fun. We're not asking for perfection. We just want you to go along with us, make the masterclass, use the community, ask us questions, have fun with other people, and share your progress as well as you're going forward. But yeah, you're absolutely in the right place. So yeah, that is amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Gladys.
And make sure you join, if you haven't already, make sure you join the Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind Facebook group, which is where we're all joining in. And we're all going to be talking about it, and we're all going to be sharing photos and having live conversations. So you have to make sure you join this. And that if you don't remember the name, Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind, then again, it's in the workbook.
Absolutely. Okay. Next question. I'm going to ignore questions about how to get kits because we have definitely covered that. You just need to grab your ticket with the link and Download all the free materials. They are all there for you. So just grab those and you are good to go. Okay, next question. Oh, I'm not sure if we've just done this one. This is from Hester. Suzanne, tell me if we have. Is it better to do the same cream jars or brown glass? Have we done that one?
We haven't done that one. No, and I think it really depends on what. Yeah, I think it depends on what you want to, what your preference is. I don't think it has to be brown glass. I got this one. I got these, like I mentioned, in the dollar store, which is near me. You can use mason jars. They can be brown glass. Some of your ingredients will be delivered to you in brown amber bottles, like the essential oils and those ingredients, but you don't have to keep your final cream in a brown glass jar. No.
Absolutely. Okay, so Jeannie asks, I wanted to know what to use to mix the formulation. Is a small whisk okay to start with? Now, we are covering this in our next live on Sunday. I believe we're going to be talking all about equipment there. But just to give Jeannie a short answer, Barbara, what would we say is okay to mix it?
Yes, if you have a little whisk, you can try with that one.
Brilliant. Okay, next question. Thank you, by the way, for all of your questions coming in. Okay, so Hester asks, loads of questions from you. Fantastic. Can I place it for wild orange EO? I think they're talking about something we use. Can they use this replacement in the cream? Yeah?
Yes.
Amazing.
I think you can replace it with wild orange as essential oil. Different essential oils have different dermal limits. So I'm not familiar with this specific one. Maybe Barbara knows, but typically, yes, you can just replace it with another essential oil.
If you are afraid, you will use slightly less, perhaps, because we know that sweet orange is not phototoxic. There are some citrus oils that are not steam distilled. They are just from the peels. And some of those can be phototoxic, so they can do severe skin reactions on the skin, even hours after being in the sunshine. And bergamot is one of those that is very phototoxic. So orange is fine, but especially sweet orange is safe and not phototoxic. So maybe wild orange I would use slightly less, but you can replace it. You can even do a version without essential oils altogether. But it's a nice addition because, orange is generally very well known for like aromatherapy to relieve stress. So it's a nice thing, like this aromatherapy moment for you of, pamper yourself with something nice that you made yourself, that is safe, that is natural, that smells gorgeous. So it will depend on what you have available. Again, even lemon can be used, but again, I would probably use slightly less.
Yeah, absolutely. Modify it for you. Like we put together this cream, but it really is a guideline. We kind of, put together the kits and the cream. But if you really want to use something else, as Barbara says, you go ahead. You just make it, you make it how you want to make it. Okay. Now, Christine says, I think she's talking about the suppliers. Please repeat the names as sometimes it's difficult to catch them. Just download the material from the workbook. Christine, don't worry about that because we know people miss things in their lives. That's why we put it together really, really easily. Just download all your free materials, Suzanne's been saying, from the link wherever you're watching this live. Get your ticket for the masterclass, download your supply guide. We have an equipment list, we have a workbook, download everything, and you are good to go. So please don't worry about that. Okay, so Laurel says, we will be able to access the masterclass tutorials after the course is finished. So when the masterclass ends, we do actually shut down access to the lessons, which is why we encourage you, bless you, Suzanne, we encourage you to follow the lessons as we go, because we do need to shut it up at a certain time because we need to give you support and guidance and help from the community as you go through. So we recommend that you start on Thursday the 25th if you can, and then you have about a week to watch all the lessons and catch up and make your cream, which is more than enough time to do it. Everyone ends up making the cream okay, so you should be good to go. Okay, Cynthia asks, so what preservative has no scent at all? Because I'm using GeoGuard 221 and it smells horrible. So they're not a fan of 221. What would we say to Cynthia? If they don't want to use this one or the one we recommend, what would we say? Or can they use the one we recommend?
I think there's a couple of things here. One is that you'll be surprised once you combine the scent of the Neroli hydrosol with the scent of the sweet orange essential oil, and it all comes together in the formulation, that you won't really notice the scent of GeoGuard, ECT, or preservative eco. There are other preservatives that don't have a scent at all. They need different usages. But you can learn about this as we go through, because we will be talking about replacements in the masterclass.
Absolutely. We try and cover as much as possible. There is so much to cover, which is why we've broken it down in 10 easy lessons for you to digest. So now everyone wants to get as ahead as they can, but we do recommend that you follow it as we've designed it. Okay, so Tammy asks, so what are the main benefits of this formulation from the class? I think they mean what are the benefits of the cream for the skin? So what kind of things would we say? Barbara?
Well, we just mentioned all the benefits of the individual ingredients. So if you add them all up, plus you made it yourself, so it's the extra positive TLC put into it. But generally, we use skincare to moisturize, give the lipid barrier of the soul.
I think Barbara's frozen because she's in the middle of a storm, but she is telling you that you're back, Barbara. I think the storm caught you out there. Yeah, but you are correct. Yeah, we have summarized. It's just moisturizing, great healthy benefits for the skin. So yeah, it should be for all skin types as well. So you shouldn't worry too much. It is very, very, very user friendly. Okay, I've just got a couple more questions left to go, and I think we're going to wrap up. So if you do have a question, drop it now so we can get to it. So Elaine says, hello, is the foundation course available again? Our main diploma isn't available right now. It will be available later on during the year. The first thing we have coming up is our entrepreneur program, which will be available around March the 1st, I believe. So, May the 1st, sorry. So yeah, do take a look at that. If you go to courses and look at the entrepreneur program, it is 5 courses all put together, including our main foundation diploma. So we do strongly recommend you check that out if you're thinking of maybe becoming a beauty entrepreneur or starting your own formulation journey. Okay, so Tammy says, is the workbook for everyone or for VIP only? So we do have a VIP option. You'll see when you get your ticket, there is an option to upgrade to VIP. You don't have to. We just offer a few extra things for someone that wants to do the masterclass and maybe do a few extra things as well. But Suzanne, can you say, yeah, I know it's coming to you because I know you're a fan of the VIP. Can you say a few of the benefits of maybe becoming a VIP and why people should and what people get out of it? Because we had so many people loving it last time we did a masterclass.
Oh, yes. And I mean, for me, if you can, because you do have an upcharge for the VIP program, but if you can afford it and it resonates with you, I highly recommend signing up for the VIP, because you will get a whole different VIP workbook with tutorial guidelines and notes that you can download. And, there are extra formulations in there. It's amazing. It's really amazing. And of course, you'll get a little bit of extra time, and you can ask your questions. Like it's really worth it. So you'll get a chance to look through the information and decide if it is for you. If it's not, that's perfectly fine. There's no commitment. But if it does resonate with you, then yes, you have to try it. It's amazing. VIP all the way.
I think we've come to the end of the questions, actually. Well, Hair actually just sneaked one in. Let's see what this says. So can you use the same preservative for most formulations, and does the strength of the preservative matter for formulating? So not all preservatives are created equal, but why did we choose this one, Barbara, for the formulation that we're using?
Yeah, this is a versatile one that is suitable for most of the formulations you create. And yes, it's actually mostly compatible with nearly everything. There are a few particular ingredients that will not be compatible with it, but that's like advanced formulation already. So yeah, this is actually a good one, although I am aware that because it contains benzyl alcohol, there are a few people, including myself, actually, that are sensitive to it. So I really can't overdose it. I have to be very careful, or even I pair it up with some co-preservatives, but I don't want to complicate it for now for you. It's perfectly fine to use this one, to try it. In case you find the cream irritating for your face, especially around the eyes, just avoid that area or use up the cream for your hands. It will still be a fantastic hand cream. And the worst formulations that I ever made that were used for foot creams, okay? So, well, my feet didn't mind using some creams that didn't smell the best, or the texture was a bit greasy, you know? So, yeah, I'm a practical woman. So when I can use one, which not one size fits all, but this is one that can cover most of the formulations. There is an issue with solubility because this is partially oil soluble. So if you wanted to preserve a hydrosol, you can't just use it in water because you would see the oily droplets on top, perhaps, or it wouldn't quite disperse homogeneously. So you would need a solubilizer. But again, this is already something more advanced. But it's a good one to begin with. And because some people complain about the smell, I don't know, I don't sniff it as so terrible. I feel a bit of an almond smell, but I don't really mind. And if you actually get later on plum kernel oil, that really smells like marzipan, so you can kind of blend it and use it for your benefit, you know? So even the smell of the preservative can be a positive thing.
Yeah, not everybody likes it. Not everybody likes it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And the other thing is that I find, especially when you're using GeoGuard and the almond smell, when you combine it with certain essential oils, it neutralizes, also because of the pH balance. But you will talk about that in the masterclass. So.
Absolutely. I'm just going to hide this one. I can see a few people asking about VIP. You can upgrade to VIP, but you don't have to. If you have, you would have been sent an email with all the details and all the extra goodies. If you feel you haven't got that email, please email us at hello@formulabotanical.com and we should be able to help you. So don't worry about that. And I can see people saying that they didn't choose the VIP option when they got their ticket for the masterclass. You can upgrade. So just email us, at hello@formulabotanical.com and we will sort that out for you. Please don't worry about that. But you don't have to. It is absolutely up to you. I'm just checking questions at the end.
And just so you know, also, once you join the Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind, that's the Facebook group where everybody joins and talks and that kind of thing. There are people that are speaking all different languages, so please feel free to join. Don't feel limited by the language barrier. We are a very inclusive company that supports people from over 190 countries around the world. Our team speaks many, many languages. Barbara, for example, speaks 4 languages, I think, more or less.
Learning some, you know.
As do I. As do I, 4 languages. So we are all there to support you and help you. So join in no matter what.
We really are. And that goes through everything. The support for the lessons, we really have broken them down to be as digestible and as easy to follow as possible. We help you in the lives, we help you within the community, as Suzanne said, and it is all about just having fun and taking part. So we want everyone just to be excited about what they can do and don't worry about anything. We'll come back onto this live and check all the comments to see if we can help everybody out. So everyone is just confident that they can get the kit, they can get the ingredients, and they can make the cream, which I know everyone watching this live can. And a couple of things to take away. We start on Thursday the 25th, where we release the first 3 lessons. Get your workbook. You can use the link, which is in the description, wherever you're watching this live right now. Grab your ticket, download all your free materials, and check your local supply guide if you want to get one of those local suppliers, if you want to get one of those kits, and you are good to go. And I want to see some masterclass selfies, which means you just have to hold the book, put it by the side of your face. You'll see my face is in the group. I think Suzanne's in there, maybe Barbara's is in there as well already, and just show us that you've got your workbook. And we want to post you all around our communities on our Instagram page, and just show that you're having fun with the masterclass. And we will see you on our next live, which I believe is Wednesday the 17th at 4 o'clock UK time. You should receive an email as well, and we'll be going through that workbook and showing you all the goodies in there and just getting you a little bit more excited and give you a sneak peek of the study area, which I know a lot of you have seen, but maybe a couple of you haven't. And we'll be going through that and just show you how it works and how it helps you actually go through the masterclass and able to digest your lessons. So we will see you on Wednesday, 17th. And I want to thank everyone for joining this live. Thank you for all of your questions, all of your lovely positive comments, shouting out where you're from. We couldn't do the lives without you. So thank you so much, everyone. And thank you, Barbara and Suzanne, for joining me and giving people a little taste of what the ingredients are like and how you can get excited about them. And yeah, you've been great. And we will see everyone on the next live. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.